Hello, Earthlings. It's time to reset your cultural dial. Coming your way next on your favorite device, from the Hoosier State to all the ships at sea, it's the Crawfordsville Peachcast. And now, here's your second or third favorite Dave from Indiana, Dave Peach. Warning, other people named Dave may also appear.
Crawfordsville Peachcast. I'm Dave Peach.
I'm Dave Meyer. Dave Peach.
I forgot to thank CD. Thanks, CD.
CD.
Yeah.
You've been there. You're again and again, Dave.
This is America's podcast.
It is. And that's America's Georgia. No, America's as like the big, like north-south regular America.
Now,
podcast.
Today is an Untoasted Godzilla versus Hedorah, alias
Hedorah.
the Smog Monster. Hedorah. Is it Hedorah or Hedorah? Hedorah.
I think Hedorah. It depends on how much you want to pronounce it as they do. I'd say Hedorah.
They call this a cult classic.
Dave, I'm right alongside. It definitely is culty, and it has that refinement of a certain era. So we'll give it the classic.
1971, Godzilla versus Hedorah or Hedorah, whatever. The director was Yoshimitsu Banno.
Mm-hmm.
He directed and co-wrote it. I think this was the only one that he directed as far as the Godzilla series.
Yes, I believe you're correct. And this is unique. This is of the Godzilla movies, of which I've not been, I'd say, a patron of an extensive amount, except, of course, for what we do.
Yeah, this is our fourth one. Can you remember the four that we have done?
Oh, Dave, that would I don't know if the prep memo got lost, maybe went to junk.
That might have freaked out anybody who might have eventually seen us on YouTube by that. I went into the camera and
Ew,
a little bad.
That was a
sorry
close
about
up,
that.
kids.
On the right side.
Last time, didn't Godzilla take on?
Maybe Mecha Godzilla.
That one was.
I can name them all. I can name them all.
Mecha was the only one because it felt like I was cheating. It was like they ran out of names. So what were the others, Dave?
Well, one, think of a red-blue villain. Red and blue,
red and blue
very red and blue, I believe. So maybe even a little yellow in there.
I'm thinking of like one of those, I don't know, like a pop, like an ice pop treat, Dave. It'll be a popsicle.
I think it was Megalon.
Megalon.
Remember Megalon? Kind of the
Megalon. Now I do.
Yeah,
now I've got
it was a mechanical thing. I believe it was Megalon, and then the other was Godzilla versus Astro, or I think it was just called
Astro Monster.
The Invasion of Astro Monster.
The Invasion of Astro Monster. Okay, that one comes back to me.
This is kind of like an Andy and Barney skit, where
this is
where Barney says
Floyd
he knows the preamble to the Constitution. Supposedly, and Andy kind of leads him through it. It's like, we the people. Like, give me a hint.
Exactly.
They never
in order.
He has no idea. So I guess you don't look over the movie list frequently like I do, huh?
I study it as we go, and then it moves on. What can we say about this? Where should we begin, Dave?
I'm going to do the $100 trick from draft day with you. I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you a tape. It's going to be. It's going to be blank.
It's going to be tagged.
And I'm going to say, "Hey, did you watch that?" Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, you're going to. But yeah, I saw it. So this is a movie about the environment and about what we are doing to the environment. And the backdrop of this, 1971. Think about it. We're coming out of the turbulent 60s.
Yes.
We still have a lot of those hippies running around.
Oh yeah.
We've got a lot of environmentalists running around. I guess they're still and they're rocking the world with their music, man. They're trying to save the whales and all this stuff.
And we also had that kind of I would say psychedelic. This was influenced a little bit by some Bond, right? Because of the opening credits, Dave,
Goldfinger.
with the woman singing.
Goldfinger.
That's exactly. It was like different lyrics. So a lot of things influenced this. I think for a low budget movie, I mean, it made I think they say it made between 300 and 600 million, and it was budgeted for. Said budget 100 million. That can't be right.
We're talking about Godzilla.
We're talking.
It doesn't matter how much this movie made.
No,
they're making it for the love. They're making it for the love.
And they did. I tell you what, if you're a clean freak, this movie you'd have a hard time.
Oh, it's very, very messy.
It's a
messy movie. Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you. We talk about the environment, and about this time, and I didn't write down the exact time, or the exact dates. You might have them there in the notes, but around this time, let's just say around this time, you can look
around
up the exact
calendar time.
Perfection is a fault, right, Dave?
Always a bad thing.
Yeah, always. Okay.
Dave.
So we had like the EPA that started at this time. We had the Archies. You remember the Archies? Were you too young for the Archies?
Oh, honey.
Honey.
You're my candy girl.
You are my candy girl.
Yeah. I remember the Archies.
Do you remember them singing a song about Mr. Factory?
I missed that second LP, I think, Dave.
It was Mr. Factory, don't you care? You're polluting all our air.
Oh.
Something like that. Words to that effect. Yeah, the Archies were on it.
See, the Archies were working for us.
Also,
try to sound the alarm.
Along with the EPA and the Archies, we had Woodsy Owl. Give a hoot, don't pollute.
Yes, of course. I remember Woodsy.
Help Woodsy spread the word. Never be a dirty bird. In the city and in the woods, help keep America looking good.
Dave, we were influenced a lot by jingles.
Then, about this time, there was the crying, not Indian guy.
Yes, he was portrayed as an Indian who somehow ended up on the side of a road near an area. Yeah, it was like near a city where there was like polluting factories, and then that slow turn, and then it was a tight shot. Oh, what's that? One tear.
I can't remember what it said. What was that line with the guy with the deep voice that sold it? He goes, some people care.
I thought people started pollution.
People can stop it.
Something like that.
Was that it? I thought it was. I thought it was. I felt it was
more profound than that. But you're right. There was like Robert Conrad. There was a
line there. There was a line there. I don't know.
Okay, and we're gonna put the crack research.
We got to find that out before. Yeah. We got to put the. We got to do that.
We can do that.
And then a couple of years later, Yogi Bear. He started out as this picnic basket stealing guy or bear with Boo Boo, just kind of running around and picnic basket, all that stuff. Well, then eventually he got in an ark and they flew around the world. Yogi's gang.
I do recall that. That lost me. That's when it jumped my shark, Dave.
Yeah, it definitely did. And they had a villain called Mr. Smog.
Ooh, Mr. Smog.
Mr. Smog, yeah.
See, I want to say that the term smog must have been coined in pop culture somewhere around the late 60s because, when I was a kid, I would hear about smog. California had smog, and certain places that had a lot of factories, they had smog. But we didn't have smog. So the idea of the Smog Monster, Dave, was kind of like, exotic. And I think in my little head, I don't know when I first saw this, but to me, Dave, it was a Channel 4 movie. And I want to say it could have been, I mean, I guess it would have been a part of the Sammy Terry kind of world, I think, at that time. I mean, most of those I remember early on were like the old horror movies, but then it seemed like it evolved. So that's what I think, Dave. I first was exposed to this probably as a 7 or 8-year-old child watching Channel 4 and being, I think I was, even as a kid, I think I thought, that looks like a guy in a suit kind of wandering around there in the dirt.
You remember, the okay, now here I'm doing a whole, what do they call that, Mandela effect kind of thing going on, but I don't think it's a Mandela effect.
Okay.
Because I remember an English version of this movie.
Yes.
That was called, and the beginning was Save the Earth, Save the Earth. And I saw that on a trailer, but I could not find that version anywhere on the worldwide internet.
I think what you're talking about is the original version that was released in the United States as Godzilla versus the Smog Monster,
you might hear in the background the crying Indian spot that as we shoot for that text here. But go ahead, Dave. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Yeah.
We're going to know in just a moment exactly what the tagline was that we were just discussing. But
he is paddling away, and there is kind of like the Smog Monster in Godzilla. There is pollution everywhere. There's stuff coming out of factories.
Yes.
And he is surveying what has happened to the shoreline in the city that he is currently in right now. Some people have an appreciation, and some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it. There we go. Keep America Beautiful. That also started around this time. Keep America Beautiful, I do believe.
Dave, I remember, I would say locally, or I'm on a more local level. This is, again, I feel like I was in the Channel 4 world at this time. Mayor of Indianapolis in the late 70s through the 80s, Bill Hudnut. He had the Hudnut hook, right?
Oh, that's right.
Pick up trash and do the Hudnut hook, I remember. So that was another one of those kind of environmentally eco pick up trash, don't throw it out kind of things.
I think the Indian commercial, the crying Indian commercial, was done by Keep America Beautiful.
Okay. Well, I know that it's something that was in it registered, it seemed like, in our growing up from like the time I was a kid till the time I was in high school. So they played that PSA over and over. It must have been like the one that everybody got.
Internet says Keep America Beautiful is best known for its crying Indian public service advertisement. Now,
there it is.
Now we will break down Godzilla versus Hedorah coming up. We do have to say there was one fantastic rebuttal to this, and it was comedian Steve Martin. And do you remember Steve Martin's line?
I do not, but I'm going to be refreshed.
He says, "Always keep a small litter bag in your car."
Yes.
And when it gets
going, Dave.
When it gets full, just toss it out the window.
Now, Dave, if you remember too,
oh my!
I believe I'm going to try to follow up and correct me. I believe that was at the end of his album that we all had. And he goes, "Hey, folks, last night, before you go tonight,
here we go.
One little tip that's very handy. He's always served me well. You got a car, and if you have...
Keep you out of the way, yeah. I thought I nailed it. You're trying to nail it again, but I think we pretty much went through. Now
we killed it, Dave.
We do have a movie to go over: Godzilla versus Hedorah, 1971, number 68 in the Untoasted series, and we have a scientist, or as one blogger said, the only scientist in Japan.
Right. Now, Dave, here's the thing too. Poor guy gets hauled around on this very possibly almost like he lives on flat, as long as he has a pillow, he's okay.
Well, we'll explain what happened to him.
Okay.
But let's go over the cast. We got the scientist, we got his wife, we got the son, who's the same kid that was in Megalon.
Okay, that
or,
kid,
or he would be in Megalon later.
yeah, he would be. I'm sure he grew up in Japan as the Godzilla kid.
We've got the scientist's cousin or relative or brother or whatever.
Right.
We've got the scientist's cousin's girlfriend.
Always.
We've got the singer at the psychedelic club.
Yeah. Yes. They were also on a roller coaster at some point, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. And we have a military. You always got to have some military.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we needed them there at the end.
They just kind of come along. What they do,
touch and go.
They are totally feckless in a Godzilla movie. They are
Right.
absolutely. They are just there for decoration. They are. There's nothing. They may do something after the scientist guy tells them exactly what to do, but the first 2 or 3 things they do will fall hopelessly short of of taking care of the situation.
I mean, when it was like, we blew a fuse. Okay.
Yeah, we have no idea. There's no hope. We have TV anchors.
We do always, Dave. Always a few TV anchors.
We've got TV hosts.
Oh, the pundits. I thought
Yeah,
that was
we
interesting.
got some pundits,
we actually
yeah.
had some like Godzilla, Hedorah pundits kind of talking through what they thought was going to happen.
And, oh, by the way, we've got Godzilla and Hedorah.
Hedorah. Yeah. Yeah. No, Dave. This is a dark movie, Dave. You got 2 dark monsters fighting mostly in the dark. Dark movie.
And it's all our fault.
It is all our fault. And the music is there to remind us of that.
Yeah, I don't know about that Godzilla music. It's hard to describe. How do you describe that?
You listen, it's like kind of haunting because of the voice and kind of it sounds like something vaguely familiar. But it is it's another language, so thank goodness for captions.
Okay. So here's how the movie begins. There's a problem with a monster out in the sea, and he is causing stuff to be destroyed. He's destroying oil tankers or something like that, right? He's like
early on, he's oil tankers, and he'll come up between boats just for like recreational purposes.
So, the only scientist in Japan. I love that from that one blogger. I should give him credit. Do you have the? Can you find that on your phone?
Let's just call him our specific blogger from the show.
I'm sorry, but he did a nice job with the plot. But I did watch the whole movie, and I'm only quoting him, and hopefully we'll be able to credit him at some point. So then, the only scientist in Japan decides to go underwater to see what's going on. Go by himself, but he
took his kid out.
I was going to say, I'm trying to frame that in a funny way. So instead of bringing a fleet of ships and fellow researchers, he tells his kid, "I'll be back in 30 minutes." His little 9-year-old, 12-year-old kid. "Hey, I'll be back in 30 minutes." So what's the kid supposed to do? There's nothing. The kid doesn't have a suit. The kid has nothing other than the ability to yell, "Papa! Papa!" Okay, that's not going to help. That is not going to help. If you're in a suit down in the bottom of the ocean, some 12-year-old kid yelling, "Papa! Papa!" That's not going to turn the trick. You might as well call the military.
Yes, Dave. And eventually they did. But my first thought, though, having forgotten how this movie goes, is that guy was a goner.
Papa!
Okay? Like, he's lucky he just
This
got
is
one
after
side of
30
his
minutes.
face
The kid
smogged.
didn't know how to tell time. He did know how to tell time. He knew 30 minutes was up. So after 12 minutes of the undersea world of Jacques Cousteau, we figure out that this guy ain't coming up because he encounters Hedorah swimming around.
Right. He encounters, and he kind of got, I don't know, smudged underwater, something. Half of his face got brown, and he wanted people to see it.
So the kid, but we think that maybe he's dead.
I thought so.
Yeah, I thought he was dead, which I thought would have made a much better movie.
Yeah, that would have taken that guy out right then. Okay, now we don't know what's going to happen.
And then they show a scene and they kind of fake us out into, I don't know what they were gathered around, but eventually we figure out that it's the only scientist in Japan, his son, a news reporter, and we figure out that the scientist guy has been disfigured by this stuff that the smog monster emits.
Right. The smog monster, they don't know exactly the deal with the smog monster. They kind of figure out through these tadpoles that he has that basically that it can grow and that multiple tadpoles can become one. So he's theorizing, this thing could get big.
Yes, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, in a world where kids on sitcoms and kids on soap operas can be rapidly aged, they go from 1 to 8 and 15 in a matter of 2 seasons.
Right.
For some reason, they decide to keep the scientist guy incapacitated the entire movie and riding around in a station wagon. And I wonder, did the guy break a leg or what? I mean, you could have just said he's okay now, but they still, it's a movie, okay? You can do your own thing in a movie, right?
Yeah.
Why not just say the guy could walk around, be a little disfigured, and make his way to all the happenings? But he literally spends the rest of the movie either at home,
yes,
or in the back of a station wagon, sticking his head out.
Dave, he is he never gets vertical.
No.
Okay.
Well, I think he does in his home.
Again.
He does those experiments in a chair. But for some reason, he's got to go around in the back of a station wagon with a sheet on. I mean,
the travel takes out all his energy.
Miss Daisy was more mobile than this guy.
Yes, he's bad, but Dave, he holds the key. If he doesn't figure this thing out and tell the military how to build the reactor,
the electrodes,
God knows how it would have turned out.
Well, as you said, the experiments tell a tale, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're born of sludge, although then we find out that maybe they came from another planet or nuclear, whatever. They just kind of throw a bunch of stuff out there to. I thought it was a movie about pollution. I didn't think it was a movie about people coming from outer space, but
they gave you lots of plausible possibilities.
I really thought the pollution was. But anyway, they joined together, and this. Kind of sets the stage. We go back and forth. We have some Godzilla versus Smog Monster. We have the lady again singing the opening song in a club. Some guy drinking doubles, or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was self-medicating himself there at the bar. All of a sudden, some sludge comes down. Everybody leaves. And there's a cat.
Well, it came down the stairs, went back up the stairs.
Yes, he can take the sludge and he can move the sludge and he can move it back. Now, and then there was a cat.
And now I felt bad about Dave.
The cat, though, was not eaten by the smog monster, and that was very significant because it showed that the smog monster was not after, flesh. It was not after living things, except, of course, killing people, but. It wasn't eating cats. It didn't want to eat cows or anything like that. I think that was the cat's contribution to the movie.
Yes, and that cat did get. These were days before maybe they put those disclaimers about animals being harmed during the making of the movie, but I think they probably did have to. That cat did have to go to a groomer after that, and they probably took hours to get whatever that was in.
So I'm going to jump around a little bit. You can. I'm going to go to specific scenes. So the hippies eventually. Well, no, I'm sorry. Well, let's go to the PE class.
That's
PE
good.
Class.
The outdoor PE class.
Yeah, they are doing the stretches, and all the girls have the white uniforms. And Mom, the wife of the scientist, is a PE teacher.
How convenient.
So they're all out in the field, and at this point, the biped, I think it's a biped, they call it, and he's flying around. Would that be something flying around? I don't know.
I like that.
Anyway, maybe we're right, maybe we're wrong.
He looked like a saucer.
He's flying around, and he's emitting stuff, and some people are totally just fried from this stuff.
Yeah, some people go down like they've been shot.
Yeah,
others seem to be coughing.
Yeah, and so they all make it. The scientist's wife makes it with all her PE students, I do believe, and eventually then the cousin of the scientist organizes a Save the Earth rally out on Mount Fuji, right?
all the kids are going to come out to Mount Fuji, Dave. Because it's the happening.
Is this the wisest thing to do?
It doesn't feel like it. Like on all levels. Well, what's the worst could happen? Maybe I don't know, earthquake. Could be a volcano.
Maybe this thing that's breaking oil tankers like Tinker Toys might fly over.
We're gonna have a couple of big monsters going at it.
So they've started playing music with electric guitars and all this stuff out in the middle of nowhere. I assume somebody had it hooked up to their car battery or something. I don't know how they...
Something. They did, yeah. There wasn't a lot of power out there because they did at one point, they're flashing the lights to try to distract Hedorah.
So Hedorah comes and immediately someone says, he doesn't like fire. Well, how would you know that?
Yeah.
Are you a Hedorah expert?
Big assumption. And Dave, somehow they couldn't set him on fire.
No.
I saw.
Well, and what I found is they had how many torches do you think they had there? 8?
It felt like, guys
12?
were running back. Maybe we got a dozen, 15
Okay.
tops.
They kept throwing torches.
Right.
They had to run out of torches.
Yeah. The
Very
guys were going
quickly.
back. Yeah.
And
then
all of a sudden they had 8 more. I go, wait a minute. I counted the torches and there was 15. You have thrown 64 torches. I mean, you just keep throwing the torches. I mean, you'd run out of them. And I don't know. Maybe they were making more torches as they go. I didn't see the torch making effort. There was maybe a couple of people making torches so they could keep throwing them. And at some point, the definition of insanity is throwing a torch at a monster and expecting a different result.
I mean, the Smog Monster, Dave, we didn't know about the arid thing that we're going to get into later. But I wouldn't have, Dave, if I see a 12-story orange-eyed object coming at me, I'm not going to think that my little torch is going to be effective. So I was, that was like Newcastle taking on, one of the big schools back in the day. But didn't work, Dave. That's what we saw.
Okay, now they figure out that electroids,
yes,
some
Yes.
electricity is going to win the day here.
That's again our one scientist in Japan who is on it, basically.
The only scientist in Japan.
The only scientist in Japan. That would be the Dr. Toru Yano.
Yeah, I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't. I write down the character names. I'm sure that the actors mean something in Japan. For us, it's a little bit. We don't have a lot of, I guess, need to know.
We don't,
because we don't live in Japan. We don't follow their careers and
all those.
We're just kind of watching a movie. So that's about. I mean, and eventually Godzilla and Hedorah fight it out. What do you want to bring up in the movie that I believe is just kind of, to me, it's pieces of stuff going on that are not necessarily connected.
No, it is special effects back in the way before people knew the acronym of CGI, right? This is special effects in a very special kind of way. So I kind of enjoy it. It's catchy. It's they both lose an eye, Dave. What's going on there? At some point, they both lose an eye. And then I thought to myself, hey, Godzilla's got the eyes in the later movies. So this wasn't a permanent eye thing. It was just for this movie.
They definitely had an eye thing.
Yeah. It was also, I thought, Hedorah has really sad eyes, right?
Robert John.
Yeah. Turn away.
Sad eyes. I knew there'd come a day that you would.
No, Dave. It's so I thought Hedorah has sad eyes, and then, but then he.
You're talking about Bonnie Tyler eyes in Turn Around. You're talking about Total Eclipse of the Heart, though, right? Those kind of eyes.
But I
but
like,
those eyes were kind of glowy
right at the end right at the very end of the video.
Bonnie Tyler,
they glow, and we all got creeped out by it. No, I thought the pundits were something interesting. Like maybe they were early on, or were there a lot of movies? I don't remember movies of this era having like pundits. So
kind of like it's probably like a William Buckley, or maybe a David Frost. Maybe that's
possibly.
who they were. Yeah, kind of a
so
David
maybe
Frost.
maybe they were kind of grabbing from American TV, but I just wanted to movies. The other thing I thought of, Dave, is the Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Remember those?
Oh yeah, we're big on Depp.
Okay, well then let me just say, I think that they, in some of those where the Jeffrey Rush character is a bad guy, I kind of has a Smog Monster look to him. Could have possibly influenced. What do you think?
I think that the Smog Monster has kind of the Woodsy Owl thing going on with the shoulders.
Yeah, it's true.
Woodsy's much friendlier though.
Well, yeah, Woodsy is much friendlier, and I like how it's like, okay, he's gonna fly, and then he's gonna stop, and then he's gonna do this down dog, and then he's gonna stand again. But my favorite, Dave, is the close-up of Godzilla at the end when we're doing everything to make Hedorah. What we find out, of course, is that we have to dry out. The only way to kill the Smog Monster, Dave, is to completely dry out. In fact, I don't know how this happened, but the Smog Monster, Dave, I guess, did we bury the lead? The Smog Monster was pregnant with twins.
I watched the whole movie. I did not know that.
Okay.
Were those the two things? The two?
That's what I'm thinking. The two things that Godzilla punched and brought out, and then had the electrodes fry. What do you think?
That could be.
Okay.
That could be. I'm sorry, I did not watch it close enough.
Well, this is why we go over these things, Dave, so people can call us on it later. On the mailbag that we get.
Our fan interaction. Yeah,
on.
fan interaction.
It's hot and heavy. You know what? I mean, the clean freak thing, I felt bad for the Godzilla actor that had to kind of root around in the muddy water there for a while at the end. But then I was not sure how did Godzilla get out of that? Because it seemed like Godzilla was not going to make it out of that. But somehow Godzilla did. Yeah, I love the intro music. Kind of Vegas, almost stripper-esque for Godzilla, like lounge act.
Wow. Yeah, they go.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, God, I didn't think of Godzilla's intro music being that kind of thing. No, I was going to say, no, the one, you want a weird, unrelated tidbit, Dave?
Yes.
And you're ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm gonna potentially butcher some pronunciation.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, man.
Kenapachiro Satasuma, the actor who played Hedorah, and this would be the person in the Hedorah suit, was struck with an appendicitis shortly after production. He was giving a publicity interview to a newspaper while only loosely wearing the heavy Hedorah costume. He had to be rushed to surgery, and during the appendectomy, Satsuma learned that painkillers had no effect on him. Again, Dave, unrelated. It's weird and unrelated, but a tidbit.
Wow, that's a double that I did not see coming.
Did not see that coming, Dave.
Man. So
okay.
So in other words, he was in pain.
I apparently in pain.
Columbo with twins.
With twins. Godzilla had thumbs in the close-up, Dave.
Ooh.
Okay, I don't know if Godzilla in later movies had thumbs, but in the close-up here, thumbs. Roger Ebert, 1985, says in the Chicago Sun-Times that this is his favorite Godzilla movie. Okay. and a couple other things just in that realm. 1972, the New York Times, Vincent Canby, big critic person, says this is to what you started out with, the most blatant of all pollution pictures. Okay.
We were onto something.
And then in 1978, this was included in the 50 worst films of all time. Leonard Maltin, I love this. He dubbed this movie, 2 words, Dave. He called it Dubbed and Daffy.
No, we did not see the dubbed version. Couldn't find it.
Okay. And then in the San Francisco Chronicle and the Monster Times said this was one of the worst films ever. They compared it to an idiotic kiddie show. Now, Dave, I
should have checked.
Godzilla,
I should have checked the Yellow Turkey Award. The Golden Turkey Award. Go ahead.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a good bad movie. If you go in it expecting incredible special effects or big plot with a lot of turns, I mean, we may have screwed things up with that whole egg reveal. But,
I don't know. Yeah, that's true.
That's a theory.
We don't know. You're watching the movie. I don't think you're like following the movie. Obviously, I saw it a couple of times and I still didn't know about the twin thing. Where did they come in? Where did that come in?
It was just at the end after you think that if you're watching it for the first time, you think, oh, Godzilla has killed Hedorah, and then Godzilla punches and it starts to ooze out. Now, at one point, I thought Godzilla lost a hand, but then it basically brings out these white gallbladder stone-looking, objects that I think are somehow babies.
Well, we will look into that further. Godzilla versus Hedorah, our 4th one. There'll be a 5th one in season 5, but I think we hit gold with this one.
Oh, it's a classic, Dave.
It is.
We should do the classics in this realm, and we can check this off our list with glee.
Okay, now we have another topic for today. Before we sign off,
Okay.
I don't know what your time frame is, but I for some reason I got on this Cop Rock thing, the 1990 show Cop Rock.
Okay, let's back up. Just let me try to break you up there. And Stephen Bochco at this time was like what I would say Taylor Sheridan is. Okay, so if you know who Taylor Sheridan is, Yellowstone, all the stuff that he's doing, all those kind of CBS Paramount shows, like the hottest producer in television was Stephen Bochco. He had done Hill Street Blues and other stuff, and then Cop Rock, Dave.
Now, I watched several episodes of Cop Rock, and I think the one time I went through some episodes, I thought if it had never been done and you did it today, I feel it would be better received. Potentially.
Okay.
My theory is millions laughed at this movie or at this TV show without ever even watching it.
Yes, I believe that.
Okay.
Because it at a time when we didn't have
fun. It was fun to make fun of. And it was funny when people were making fun of it, even though you never saw it.
The idea was enough for most people to want to make fun of, which is people know what cop shows are, and then people know what musicals are, but they cannot imagine an intersection. So even if you never watched it, you go, there's no way you can do that. That'd be terrible.
1990, coming right out of the 80s, and 11 episodes. And they even did a little musical send-up on the 11th episode with Ronnie Cox saying, "Hey, we got canceled." And then they do a song about they'll all remember themselves in the future or something like that. And then they show the whole production. It was the most expensive TV show of its up to that
I believe
time.
That. Yeah,
and they showed the whole. They backed up whatever. Now you do it with a drone, but they did the the high camera with everybody around these two actors.
Did it with a crane.
Yeah. So, I will say though, upon further review, I am, having watched most of the 11 episodes, I got to say, the show is horrible.
Okay.
It is horrible. The storylines are bad.
Yeah.
The songs are I don't know how nice thing to say that. I mean, they're just not compelling. Okay, they're not compelling songs. Yeah. There's no characters that gain your interest. There's no Jennifer Aniston. There's no Meg Ryan on As the World Turns. There's nobody on the show that you go, oh, wow, I'm going to keep my eye on them because I think they're going to be George Clooney in ER, Adrian Zemed in Fall Guy, or T.J. Hooker, one of those shows he was in with Lee Majors or something like that. There's nobody. I just wanted to get Adrian Zemed in. It's a bet that just paid off. Thank you, DraftKings. They gamble on. They gamble on podcasts now.
What we're going to say.
Yeah. So there was nothing in this thing that was innately entertaining or fulfilling to watch.
Nothing. But you stuck it out. You were hoping to find some redeeming.
I was waiting. I was waiting for a girl like you to come into my life. Okay. I was waiting. The waiting is the hardest part, as you know.
It is.
And I was waiting for something to hit, and it never did.
Yeah.
But what did Lee Corso always say? Not so fast.
Not so fast.
Not so fast. Not so fast. Okay, because I argue with myself. This drives my wife crazy, where I can make fun of something that I love, and I can argue with myself over something that I've seen. This is 1990. The storyline. It's in L.A. Cops in L.A. It has a storyline with racist cops.
Wow.
And you think about it, what happened a year or two afterward? Rodney King.
Riots.
O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
And I think about it, and I think in 1990, they could have easily, had this thing gone on, they could have easily done a story where there's an O.J. Simpson type murder in this show. So even though it had, and the acting was suspect. Anyway, the whole thing was a train wreck from a TV standpoint.
Sure.
But they, in a way, predicted or had a feeling or whatever for what was going to happen. As they say, some people would say predictive programming, if you're a conspiracy theorist, which I am kind of a junior one, but it was on the mark as far as what was brewing in Los Angeles. So they must have had some insight.
No, that's interesting. And, the fact that it's out there, you can take a look at it, and it might be, different context, different time, seen differently. But, wow. Yeah, that was 1990.
George Bush was the president of the United States of America, the older Bush.
So we're, coming out of the Gulf War, and, it's long before the internet.
It was before the Gulf War. That was 91, wasn't it? I believe so, or close to it, because Whitney Houston in the Super Bowl was 91, right? Bills, Giants?
Bills were definitely in it.
90. Maybe it was about that time, yeah.
In my mind, the Gulf War was 89, but
89.
I don't.
89. You're going to make me look it up.
Crack research staff.
Time out. Upon further review, the Gulf War marked the military buildup from August 1990 to January 1991. So I'll give the nod to Dave Meyer.
Ah, well, Dave. This it's just looking at cop rock in 2025 is an interesting idea, Dave. I don't think anybody else has done this. So if nothing else, hopefully we can spur some kind of a cop rock revision movement.
Give it a shot.
Well, you called it. You stuck it out. You've given it some credit where you can, but you also said that is a reason that it didn't have season 2.
Yeah, Ronnie Cox and whoever his love interest Meyer was. Oh boy,
Not there.
You, no, it would have been. Anyway, yeah, I think Cop Rock's going back on the shelf in the left part of my brain, kind of like in the kind of an upper. It's with some other stuff there, maybe some. Entertainment Weekly articles,
right?
That kind of thing.
One of the Mayberry reunions.
Yeah, it's going to be very good. That was good. Next up, I got to watch. Now we're going to go. I know what's next.
Up next, Dave? What is our next movie?
I know what next.
What is our next movie?
I know what's up next.
Okay.
I got to say, I'm not looking forward to it.
It's okay.
It is The Right Stuff.
It's a long movie, Dave.
It's a long movie, and I think they have twins at the end, and I'm going to have to really be careful so I don't miss it.
Dave.
I may watch a simple plan instead and say, I'm sorry, I watched a Simple Plan instead of The Right Stuff.
You can do that.
Dave,
you can
just go ahead and talk about it.
I watched The Great Stuff with Dom DeLuise and Burt Reynolds. It was a screwball comedy.
The End.
From 73.
You picked it. Ed Harris is in it. I'm sure there's a bunch of other people in it that we know.
A bunch of. It's more of a male-dominated thing, Dave.
Who plays Chuck Yeager?
Oh, I think that would be Sam Shepard plays Chuck Yeager, and it's a pretty good. It's got a good part. Dennis Quaid plays Gordo Cooper. Gus Grissom is played by Fred Ward, I think. Kind of look like him a little bit.
Fred Ward.
Well, Dave, I will tell you, Fred Ward from Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, now I know. I was thinking about Fred Willard. I'm thinking Fred Ward.
Fred Willard. You don't expect Fred Willard as an astronaut.
No, I was thinking, man,
Dave,
that'd be crazy.
No, what was that? Tell me, who did he play again? Although, Dave, there is a Harry Shearer's in this movie. Small cameo. How about that?
I can't wait.
Along with, here's the teaser. Harry Shearer and Jeff Goldblum are paired together in this kind of cameo role.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Is it shorter than the one of those movies that the Tolkien movies, the Lord of the Rings movie? Is it shorter or longer?
I think it's in. I'd have to look them up, but I think it's. I'll say longer.
Oh, okay. Do they find the ring or have twins?
I think they have twins, and the ring stays lost.
Oh, man. I can't wait. It is coming up next
all a tease.
On Untoasted, The Right Stuff. That was a song by the Backstreet Boys, right? Or the NSYNC or something like that, or one of those
somebody.
Groups?
One of those.
We'll figure that out. David, always fun to talk movies. That'll be movie number 69 of season 4. We're coming up on 70 movies here. That's great.
That's crazy, Dave. All fun. We're keeping it hot. We're keeping it light. We're keeping it going. My pleasure, sir.
Don't forget, we are on Podbean. It's CrawfordsvillePeachcast.podbean.com. That's a great way to follow the show. Like, share, and subscribe. We're on iHeart, Apple, Spotify, Podbean, and YouTube. And until next time, America, for Dave Meyer, who's nodding on YouTube.
I'm nodding.
I'm Dave Peach. Thanks for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast.
Thank you for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast. If you enjoyed it, follow the podcast and ring the bell so that way you'll always be up to date with the newest episodes. We'll see you next time.